Hi, my name is Matsuro. I've been a game developer for 25 years, and today I'm going to talk to you about my new project. Codename Kingfps. It's a shooter, extraction / BR, possibly third person as well. We'll talk about that a bit later on. How large will the map be in this game? So players familiar with PUBG know very well the 8x8 format. I would say that would be the minimum. Map size or player count is definitely something that I would like to push the limits on. So we can expect more than that if possible. It's definitely something we're going to try. Considering game mechanics, what can you tell us about the speed of games? So in these types of games, what we like to do is we need some passive time and active time. And we need passive time because it's a good time to socialize. It's a time to talk to your friends about what happened this week, what are you going to do next week, and so on. But then you want these super high adrenaline moments that are inserted, like high action. It's super important. It creates a contrast. It makes the passive times makes the active time look super exciting, and so on. So it's definitely the goal of the project to recreate that. What can players expect in terms of action, speed, or strategy? So players come in many sizes. Some of them are excellent mechanically. They have excellent aiming, high dexterity, and for others it's a little bit less than that. And the game has to provide for those players as well. So we want to insert a good level of strategy. I want the players to be able to contribute, even though they might not be the most highly skilled shooters. They might be able to provide and contribute on the strategic aspect of the game and help their team succeed and win the game. How will guns behave in this game? Are they going to be realistic, a bit more arcadey? So in these types of games, usually it's either going to be super arcadey, let's say games like Apex Legends, or where it takes a lot of ammunition to take someone down, or hyper realistic, let's say Tarkov, where one bullet drops someone. And it has to be somewhere in the middle. We're definitely going to be aiming towards more realistic. Weapons have to be punishing. However, they have to allow for players to react. So we can expect something that's going to be definitely a bit more realistic. We want to respect players' intuition. Imagine, for example, you're driving down the road and you hit a bush on the side of the road. You don't want the car to stop from a 100 down to 0 instantly. That's not realistic. It's not what the players would expect. So that principle is going to be applied to pretty much everything in the game. With the mix of BR and survival, how do you hope to balance accessibility for new players and experienced players? So we've covered that slightly with tactics or strategy earlier. Definitely the game has to provide depth for experienced players. Games with no depth are kind of boring because there's nothing to learn. So that's definitely something that we want. However, we also don't want to make it an unappealing game for newcomers. It's super important that the game feels satisfying, that newcomers find something to do that they like. So we will focus on that with different strategies, and we'll cover that later. Will there be mechanics or innovations that players have never seen in this genre? So yes, these types of games, they're mostly focused on the action part. What we want to do is have an equal part outside of the action side of the game. So you would have, whenever you play the action part, you loot, you find items, it's super exciting, you win the game, and then you exit the game or the action side with that loot, and with that you can craft skins, you can create a shared space with your friends, an HQ where you will decide where the rooms are. Maybe there's a training ground, maybe there's a cabaret, and you populate those places with NPCs. super dynamic, super exciting. It's a place where you go with your friends before you hop into the action part of the game. And the things that you do in there, they don't happen instantly. Maybe there's some timers, and you create things that are more expensive to create, and then maybe they're ready the following day. So it makes it exciting when you come back to the game later on. So definitely a huge aspect of the game is going to be spent on the simulation side. Seems like a lot of work, huge challenge actually. How do you hope to accomplish all of this? So there's no deadlines. We're going to be creating a small but focused team of dedicated developers. We also want to integrate the community. Like, we want to make this game for the community. Like, we're not making a game in a vacuum for players who don't exist. We want this to be tailor-made for people who want these types of games. So yeah, that's it. So thank you for listening to this presentation. Join us on Discord, where you'll find more information about the game itself and be able to take part in future tests that we're going to be running. You'll find all the details in the description. So again, thank you.